Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family with noise in the background, and that's what my video is all about. No, not about noise in Costa Rica, but about buying property in Costa Rica and things to consider before you buy property in Costa Rica. Now, this guy is my husband. And what is he doing? Well, he's doing the grass. Okay, before I'm going to dive in some things that you probably will benefit from if you're looking into Costa Rica living and you're thinking about buying property, buying a house, probably the chances are that you're overwhelmed, that you're not sure what kind of land you want, and that you don't know what to pay attention to. So I'm going to share some highlights, but first, who am I and why I'm making these videos? You will see that in a bit, but also consider to subscribe if you want to be updated every time I upload new video. You can do that by tapping that little icon here somewhere on the screen, tap the bell, and you get a notification every time I upload new video. So, call us crazy, but we bought property in Costa Rica. This property, 5.5 acres, 2.5 hectares, on the Nicoya Peninsula between Montezuma and Santa Teresa, without looking at any other property. Yeah. Probably you say, are you freaking out of your mind? But we did it. But we run our lives probably in a different way than you do. We totally live by the law of attraction, and we created our own lives already. We have a successful online business. We created basically a super good running online business. I would love to say wealth and prosperity, but not all the viewers on my channel are ready for those words. And that's not really what this video is about. I am here to guide you on your path of buying property and making the right decisions. So, but that's basically the story of how we bought this land. It went by word of mouth. We were not even looking for property until we got the idea that having money in the bank, for Dutch people, you're paying income tax on that. So it was better to invest our money in real estate, for example. So we thought, you know what? From the moment that we decided, let's buy real estate, let's buy a piece of land. We were renters in Costa Rica. We were fresh expats. We just lived here not a year yet, about 8 months, until this property was offered to us by the husband of a friend. So it was a trustee, okay? Perhaps you say, you are so lucky. I always believe that there's no luck in life. There's creation and attraction, and what you focus on will be provided to you. But this is how it went. We were looking around a little bit like, isn't it cheaper for us to buy something? What's there around? What are the prices to consider? We were living in this area, so we were looking at prices in this area, and then we decided, you know what? We're just going to prevent this hustle of buying the right property. We're not ready for this. We don't want that hustle. We're good. We make enough to have a little bit higher rents and live in good houses, until that man said, well, you can have a look. And the moment that we walked on this property, we had one dog by then. Lucky, where's Lucky? Yeah, this one, this fellow. He started to run around like a happy dog, from left to right, from right to left. And while we were guided around, there was a big family of howler monkeys coming to the property, literally as if they were visiting us. I was like, what the heck is with this property? This is beautiful. So it's a mango farm, mango finca, and everything. There was just a very tiny Tico house and a garage in the back. It's 2 properties connected. Now, call us crazy, but we bought it instantly because we felt this is the right thing. It was a good price. We had the money in the bank. And we thought, this area is in development. This is a big piece of land. Not really big. It depends on what you compare it with. But let's just do it, right? It feels good. Having a very good attorney. Let me state that very, very boldly. We had a very good attorney. And he did the due diligence. And he helped us measure up, checking if there were no debts on this property, if it was legit to sell, blah, 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 blah. So we bought it without knowing anything at all. And people were asking us, will you start building your house? And we had no clue. We never did that. So we temporarily bought 2 buses to be able to sleep on our own property. It's just sink in. We bought property. Now what? So we bought this bus and the other bus, which were the bedrooms of Nick, that bus, and the bedroom of this bus. Now, meanwhile, we live here already for 4 years. Nick's bus is being revamped. It's like a teenager bus now. And our bus is in construction because it happened to be not just a temporarily sleeping place, but Dirk built a roof, a patio, and now he is making the bus bigger. So we will have a bigger bedroom. So we're in construction. We built a little casita over there, which is the house of Dirk's mom. This is a 1-bedroom apartment. And basically, the things that made us decide to buy this had nothing to do with, does it have ocean view, mountain view? It had none of that. But it had space. It had a good vibe. It had wildlife. It had a lot of, it was dry season when we were visiting. It had a lot of green spots. So probably there was water in the ground. It had almost no neighbors back then, but we were warned probably everything will be sold in the street. But the property next to us was the same size as this. 1 person, and at the other side is a river. So we're at the end of a street. So we were like, interesting. Why not just do it and figure it out later? And that's how we've done it. We have not planned anything. We have not compared this property with other properties. We trusted this people who referred us to this, and we were right about that because they were really close friends. She was the coach of my daughter with equestrial horseback jumping, and they're married and trustable people. So they had the benefit of selling this property. He would make a commission. We didn't do it with a real estate broker. And the benefit for them was they lived back then across the street. They had the benefit to sell it to people who were not planning on destroying the land or building 80% on the land, which is possible on this land. We could make a whole bungalow park here, but we won't. We want to just keep it like this. And we were handpicked, literally. Sometimes that works that way, that landowners don't want to sell to anyone. That money is not really an object for them. They want to sell it to trustable, good, quiet, silent, nice people, families, whatsoever. We felt super humbled that we got the opportunity to buy it. So we bought it. So we are a little bit different than everyone else. There is tons of pros and cons about my approach of buying property in Costa Rica. But I think you deserve to hear this version. why not, right? You know, there's people like us, and look at that construction stuff. Welcome in my world. There is a reason for doing things sometimes totally different than all other people do. I know so many people who want to be 1000% confident that this is the best property for them, and they are busy with for years to visit all kinds of properties to end up with nothing, and then their ideal property is already sold because they waited too long with deciding. We are totally focused on, you know, our gut tells us, there's a bee on my screen, our gut tells us this is right, of course with the help of a trustable attorney who can prove this is a legit good property, etc. Formal stuff was okay. We had the funds. Ka-chang. We just paid it off. There's all little bees here. I don't want to kill a bee because it sting me, it will die. So yeah, just sometimes things come to you at the right time and you are there at the right place. Be open for those opportunities. Now we are 4 years ahead in time, and this land has proved to be super good, super investment. It has increased in price, at least double, because we look at the prices of land around us. So it was a good investment, right? It's in a very central place between Montezuma and Santa Teresa. But you have to be sure, if you buy property like this, you see all that grass, you have to be willing to all the maintenance, to do the plans, or you have to hire people, or you need to be very handy, or you do not have to have a job or work to go to if you want to do it by yourself. You need to have time and passion and fun, you know, pleasure in maintaining your own land. And that's what we have with this land. We have an online business. We don't go to a job or brick and mortar business. We can work from home a couple of hours, and then Dirk loves to work on his old-timer cars in the back. He loves to create stuff. He built, back in the time, his own restaurants from the ground up. He went to construction school before he started his career of work. So he loves to create things, and, you know, life has been really good since we bought this property. Without a mortgage, we don't have a landlord, but the disadvantage of that, if you're not handy, you're not communicative, you know, if something is broken, you need to just literally arrange someone to come and fix it yourself. Not everyone is up to that. That's why a lot of people are better off buying property in Costa Rica in a compound where there's a service contract, that if something breaks, you can just call an electrician or whatever, a plumber, whatsoever, and someone is at your doorstep to come and fix it. But it has also a charm to just live in a place like this where there is no social control, which also is often there in compounds. Like there's all these group chats, and I don't know, it has also disadvantages of living in a compound. There's rules and regulations and stuff. And look at all these big birds in the tree. Isn't that cool? We literally live surrounded by farmers and we're living at the countryside. We love that. And that's why we're super happy with our property. Are we going to live here forever? I'm never saying never, and never saying ever. So who knows? Perhaps I want to leave this as a legacy. Oh, it's raining. That's why my lens is a little bit blurry. Cleaning it. Yeah, better. So I want to leave this for my kids as a legacy, but perhaps we're going to sell it in a couple of years. Who knows? We have one child still living in her house. The other already moved out and is living her own life. So if our youngest, he's now 13, is around 18, 19, 20, whatever, flying out of the house, who knows what we're going to do? Perhaps he says, I'm going to stay here, let me run some Airbnbs or whatever, or we just, I don't know, we rent it out long term to a family like us and going to travel ourselves. So it is a property with options. A property, we have not built a big house on it because we maintained the existing Tico house. Oh, it's a little bit hidden. there. You don't see it actually. No, you don't see it. We uplifted a little bit the existing house and made the 2 buses nicer, so we can literally have very good sleeping places in there. That keeps the property tax very, very low. And if you want to sell land like this, often it's more easy to sell it because there's not a house on it that people won't like and want to tear down first and calculate that in the price they're willing to pay, yes or no. So those 2 pieces of the property, this we have built a casita and 2 buses and the existing house, so this is livable. The other side, there's nothing there, and we like to keep it that way, right? And I think, yeah, this land this way has options, but again, this is my way. Who am I? Well, I'm Muriel, I'm Dutch, I'm a little bit obstinate. I do things completely different as other people, and that's also why we just moved to Costa Rica with 2 suitcases and a backpack, nothing more. I didn't ship cars, I didn't ship furniture, I didn't ship any of that heavy stuff. But I'm also a digital nomad. I work from my laptop with my phone on the Wi-Fi wherever I am. I open up my laptop and that's where my office is. That's also how I make a beautiful living, passive, and also I have a variation of income streams. And how that all works, for those who want to know that, just click the link below my video to learn more. There are several options. I also do one-on-one. But yeah, there's a starter's course right below my video if you want to know more about building a business online. But that at the side, let me know if somehow I inspired you with my weird story about why and how we got to know this land, this property in Costa Rica, and buy it. And why? Just because we love it, intuition and a good contact. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer your questions in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video. It started to rain. My dog is here at my feet. Thanks to this fellow, we thought, hey, animals feel vibrations and stuff, and if something is good or bad. He was so happy here. He helped us decide. So our dog helped us decide. Call us crazy, but it helped us decide, and it's still an awesome property. So I hope that you have some benefit of this video. Again, let me know, and thanks for subscribing and liking and sharing and stuff, and see you in my next video. Bye for now.